Hello guys, and welcome back to Space Engineers. Today I'll be showing you a ship that I made for my survival server online, and it only requires 3 mods, as I will show you. It requires the Energy Shields mod, the Directed Energy Weapons mod, and the Speed mod if you so choose. And the Speed mod brings everything up to 1,000 meters per second. Alright guys, as you can see, this ship is called the Mosquito, and it is purposefully built to raid and destroy NPCs, and it uses a heavy laser and 2 light lasers. It also has 4 small shield generators on board. As you can tell, it uses mostly capacitors with a few flux coils on the inside, and the reason for that is so I have big shields but not necessarily quickly recharging shields. The important thing is the capacity, because this ship is meant to get in and get out. And it's not terribly heavy. As you can see, it's just over 1 million kilograms, and if we look in the inventory, the majority of that is ice. So, let's go ahead and take a look and see what makes her tick. So, behind the cockpit we have a survival kit, and in the back we have a cryo tube. I believe this ship has 24 batteries, and they just line up along here. And these are our oxygen farms. They're not terribly well positioned, but they serve their purpose, and there's an oxygen tank back here to fill up as life goes on. And then we have solar panels on the top, 2 big arrays on the side, and we have 2 large cargos and 4 hydrogen tanks. That's more than enough to get anywhere you want to go and back. And we have 6 hydrogen thrusters per side. And then on the bottom we have 8 for going into atmosphere. This is an atmosphere capable ship. We have a little connector to connect with and dock with stations and recharge and whatnot. Have a little beacon in the back to find out where we're at. Hydrogen engine just in case. And we have 3 large hydrogen thrusters on the back and 2 in the front. It gives it that iconic little mosquito shape. And as you can see, there are 2 drills on the front, and they stick out just enough that this ship can be self-sufficient as long as I find ice. And also I have 2 grinders on top so that I can grind down components from ships that I blast. NPC ships tend to have a lot of thrusters, so it's pretty much free gold and platinum. And yeah, that's the ship. I have enough solar panels on here that the ship is pretty much self-sufficient. They bring in just under 4 megawatts of power per hour. And the solar panels do fold, which I will show you in a minute. And I have these little fighter protection turrets from the Directed Energy mod. And yeah, so let's go ahead and take a look here. So, the reason these fold is so the ship is more aerodynamic, because sometimes we do use an aerodynamic drag and re-entry heat mod, and also it's better for combat. So as you can see, this is pretty visible, but if I fold these, then all of a sudden it's not. So it's a much slimmer profile for maneuvering in tight areas, and it's also good for combat. And also I have this targeting camera in the middle, so I can zoom in and recon objectives, and I can see what I'm doing when I'm operating the drills. And also I can see exactly what I'm doing when I'm firing the lasers. That's cool. One thing I do want to mention, it's not in the blueprint, I need to update it, is a jump drive, which I have added to the one on the survival server. And I only have one because this ship only carries about 72 megawatts worth of power. So that's about 6 jumps, about 30 minutes of operating the lasers, and then I still have enough energy to pretty much do whatever I need to do mission-wise, and then I need to go and recharge. But this is very mission-driven, very one-purpose ship. I do have 2 assemblers to break down components, as well as a basic refinery, because when I'm mining ice I tend to mine a little bit of stone and whatnot, so all that stuff is in here, as well as 3 H2O2 generators. And let's go ahead and see what this puppy can do. Okay guys, I have 2 targets for you. And let's go ahead and take a look at them with the camera here. We have another ship that I built a while ago called the Marauder 3. And we also have the ship I pulled from the workshop, both of which are unshielded. Just to give an idea, they're both armored. This one has a little bit of heavy armor. I believe this ship is all light armor. So let's go ahead and get into the laser test. I will shoot this one with only the heavy laser, just to show exactly how devastating it is. As you can see, this ship is just getting blown apart. Absolutely into smithereens. Go ahead and show you guys what this looks like. So yeah, and at this point I could go in, mop up, grind whatever I want, and then just take off. So there's that. I'll go ahead and demonstrate the light lasers, which are really more kind of backup weapons on this ship. They're not nearly as visually impressive because they don't actually do explosive damage, they just do standard damage, but they're still quite effective, as you can see. They do actually draw more energy, but they do get the job done. Pretty effective. Let's go ahead and finish the ship off with the fun cannon. Oh yeah, that explosive damage is really nasty. And the reason that I picked up this mod at all is because, you know, if you wanted to do this kind of damage with rocket launchers, oh, the ship is pretty much gone. If you wanted to do this kind of damage with rocket launchers, you would need, you know, 50,000 pounds worth of rockets. Whereas with this laser, I mean, it's pretty demanding on the power, but it does its job. And generally on the survival server we tend to have up-armored NPCs that are smarter with more weapons, and it creates more of a challenge. And this ship really is a full-on response to all those increases. And it was just kind of originally the name of this was just simply Super Weapon, but I think that Mosquito is a good fit. This ship is just a dedicated NPC blaster, and I think it does a pretty good job at it. So it'll be in the workshop if you guys are interested. Make sure you have the directed energy weapon mod as well as energy shields if you want to get the full benefit of the ship. Speed is optional. The capability is there for you to go fairly quickly. However, you know, it's not mandatory. The ship does just fine at 100 meters per second. You may want another jump drive, however, if that's the route you decide to go. But it does pretty much everything I need it to do. So if you guys are interested, you know, like, comment, subscribe for more. Peace.
Ludicrous speed! Go!